Hey, you guys, happy Friday. You guys, I have an incredible success story today. Incredible. No contact, 1.5 years worth of no contact. So my client had not talked to her SP for a year and a half. And after one session of us and her doing the homework religiously that I gave her specifically per her circumstances, she got movement with him. After a year and a half of not talking to him, he reached out and they got back into contact and they're actively now communicating. And that door's open and it's going to get better and better and better and better. You guys, this video is going to be about, of course, your circumstances don't matter. I feel like I have so many videos titled Your Circumstances Don't Matter. But this is not just about your circumstances. This is about your power. This is about your manifesting abilities. This is about you taking your decision seriously in order to get results. And this client of mine had tried everything for a very long time. Like, she knows her stuff about manifestation. She's watched videos about living in the end, and you always have to focus on the end, or you always have to affirm, or you always have to imagine the scene or the wish fulfilled, and always focus on that and not stop your focus, because if you stop your focus, you're not going to manifest it. All of that is myth for me, because almost 99.9% of my clients that are getting results are learning how to do manifestation in the most natural way possible, which is it's your birthright. This is not something that till the end of your life you have to do technique after technique and living in the end. And what shocks me most is a lot of people, like, and no disrespect to anybody, but a lot of people, like, you know, preaching this in a very scientific way, or they're certified or this or that, and they're telling clients to, like, you have to non-stop live in the end, and that's complete BS to me. And it's, if you reverse engineer anything you've manifested, if you reverse engineer it, you'll see that your manifestation came in when either you had forgotten about it, when you finally decided maybe to move on, you finally decided you deserve better, or you finally decided to focus on something else that should be more of a priority, maybe your work, maybe your self-concept, and then boom, that's when your manifestation came in. So there is a pattern. I don't know if you've noticed or if you've reversed engineered enough to see that pattern, that the manifestations come in not when you're trying or not when you're wanting them, but when you finally allowed them to come in. Allowing, detachment, these are all similar things. Now, I'm not saying detach completely, where you're just like, you're not even intentional about your day. What I'm saying is you do the intentional part, and then you actually do the second part of it, which it's a two-part thing, in my opinion, is you actually put in the intention and then you allow it to come in. We're working with energy. We're working with your brain. We're working with the subconscious mind. We're working with frequency. We're working with vibration. It's not just scenes that you're imagining. You can imagine scenes all day, or you can imagine, I don't know, living in the end all day. But if you are in a constant battle with yourself and you feel like I have to do it, if I don't do it, it's not going to come. If I don't do it, it's not going to come. I have to actively put in effort, put in work. That's not you using your full power and your full potential. That's not you fully using the power of your mind. That's not. That is you struggling and being a reactor. You're literally reacting. If you're doing techniques all day or 90% of your day, if you're not even worrying about your nervous system regulation, manifestation is going to take longer for you, and it's going to feel very, very, very exhausting. And if manifestation has felt exhausting for you up until now, comment down below. Comment down below, because I've been there. I was that person that was reading all the scientific books about your brain and your subconscious and how-tos and all the Neville Goddards and all the Louise Hayes. I've read everything, and I've watched everything, all the documentaries on how to this and how to that and how to reprogram and how to discipline the mind and psychology 101, like all of these things, because I was like, I need to know how to do this, right? And even you being in that state is causing you to be continuously in lack, which is causing your manifestation to take longer and longer and longer and longer. So, you guys, this client of mine, we literally met 2 days ago for her update, which was our second session. In her first session, she told me her problem. She told me that she was in no contact for a year and a half. She told me that she hadn't talked to her SP. She wants to manifest her SP. She wants to get back into contact, and that she's been trying every single technique and so many other coaches and sessions and this and that, and nothing has worked up until now. And I gave her specific homework because she had specific limiting beliefs. She had limiting beliefs, and I'm only saying this because if it resonates with you, because a lot of people think that, oh, the circumstances are different than mine, and mine is an exception, right? My situation is different. But her limiting beliefs were that she felt like this person was emotionally unavailable. She felt like this person still had maybe a lot to learn about how to be in a committed relationship. Or they were too in their masculine, and they didn't want to share their feelings and emotions so much. So that's what was stopping them from, being more stable, showing up more for her. So if these sound similar to your limiting beliefs, comment down below. But the thing that she did that not a lot of people do is she stayed consistent no matter what she felt. Whether she felt like giving up, whether she felt like a failure, whether she felt like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work? She had all the fears and emotions, but she still stayed consistent. She still remained in a place where she's reprogramming her mind no matter what, because she knows that that repetition of the decisions she makes on a daily basis is reprogramming her mind. A lot of people forget this. And I'm here to tell you that this is very important. As a coach that's seen results in her own experience and continuously sees results with her clients, I'm telling you guys this, take note. No matter how phased you are, you're still reprogramming. So when fears and thoughts arise, and that voice in your head is saying, let's go back to what you used to do. Please, let's go back to what was familiar. Let's go back to you not feeling chosen. Please, let's go back to believing that you're not going to get your person. You're not going to get the desire fulfilled. Let's go back there, right? When your brain says that, what a lot of people do, because they hear this all the time on other channels maybe, or even in different coaches, just flip the thought, right? I say no. Observe the thought. Understand that it's an old pattern coming up. If you just flip the thought and say, no, we're not thinking that. No, my SP chooses me. My SP chooses me. You're not even acknowledging what's going on. And what's really going on is your brain's just trying to stay in that fight or flight survival mode that you've taught it to stay in, which is fear, right? So don't fear it more and try to blanket it with a flipped thought or a flipped affirmation. Don't try to blanket it, because that's coming from more fear. That's like, oh my God, like we can't think this, so we got to flip it to a positive thought. No, when you actually face it and say, oh my God, look at my brain doing that thing where it's trying to keep me in my lack state. Thank you. Thank you, brain, for trying to keep me safe. Thank you, subconscious, for trying to keep me in my old programming. Right? You've programmed it for so many years. Its tendency is to keep you in that old wired state of mind, right? If you want to take it to a more scientific place, you have wiring going on in your brain with memories, thoughts, traumas, emotions. Everything is wired. So a smell can take you to a trauma. A color, a picture, a place can remind you and take you back to a memory, or whether it's a good one or a bad one. It could be traumatic. It could be even a song can take you back to, remembering that, oh my God, what if there was a third party at that time when I heard this song? So there's wiring happening in your brain, and it's like all recorded. All that history is recorded in your head. So if you want to rewire the brain, which is very doable, this is what we do in sessions with me. If you want to rewire the brain to think of those times that didn't serve you less, and actually replace those limiting beliefs with actually beliefs that serve you better, you now have to show up differently. Now, when the thoughts come up that do not serve you, instead of getting more fearful and trying to not face them and actually blanket them with a quick statement, you're going to actually face them, and you're going to say, wow, subconscious, thank you for trying to keep that wiring and that programming in place where I last left it, but we're not going to do that anymore. I decide to think of it this way now going forward. If you have a better perspective of thinking about it, then you can state your perspective. And this is, again, not from a fearful, flip the thought quick place, from more of an understanding, this perspective didn't serve me. So I decide to think of it this way. But if you can't even change the perspective in that moment, good news. You do not have to. It's enough to just observe that you were trying to stay in lack. You understanding that much, that your brain was trying to keep you in lack, is enough for you to actually change going forward. Isn't that cool? Like, where you just understanding what your brain was just trying to do, coming from that point of view, not a lack point of view, but coming from a neutral point of view, that is enough for your brain to rewire to a more neutral, natural, calm, confident self-concept. So if you take anything from this video, take that you don't always have to jump to the positive thought, the better feeling thought, the better feeling scene, technique, shoot out a technique. Do not do that. That is disrupting your nervous system. Now, for those of you that do that and it works and you've seen amazing results and you're now in the committed relationship of your dreams and all that helped, to each their own. But a lot of people come to me that have done all of that and none of that's helped them. So I'm giving you a different perspective to try. Now, you'll probably notice certain techniques work for certain parts of your life. For example, if you're good with like your relationship, or you're good with, like, let's say the money department of your life, right? A few quick affirmations here and there might help you. Or just visualizing a scene one time, you might manifest it very quickly. because you're not carrying so much trauma or so much resistance with that part of your life. So there's not a like core limiting belief that you need to kind of rewire, right? But when it's a more extreme part of your life, something that's very triggering, something that, you know, has a lot of emotions attached to it, love, being chosen, being prioritized, a lot of people that are in search for that, in search for stability, and in search for a non-toxic, stable, committed relationship, have experienced a lot of relationships that resulted in being abandoned, that resulted in being not chosen, not prioritized. And it could have been in a romantic relationship, it could have been in a family relationship, it could have been in so many different scenarios. So the more triggered, the easily triggered you are in certain parts of your life, the more of a self-concept approach is better than just trying to flip a thought. So all of this should be taken into consideration if you want results like what I shared from my client. A year and a half, no contact, into literally, sorry if you guys can hear sirens, cars passing by. But if you are someone in that situation of you want to be chosen by your person and you haven't been seeing results doing whatever it is that you've been trying to do all this time, try it in this way that I'm saying. Like, you got nothing to lose. This is you pouring into you more. A lot of people ask me, especially new clients, they're like, Ani, but if I don't focus on my person, how is my person going to focus on me if I'm not focused on them? That's not how everyone is you pushed out works, you guys. Everyone is you pushed out means that what you are focusing on, they are focusing on. And I've seen this actual, like, the reflection time and time and time and time again, not just through me, but through my clients as well. The minute they start changing the way they've been doing things and doing it the way I'm telling them to, they start seeing results. So if you're focused on your person constantly and you keep making them more important than you, meaning you care about what they think, you care about where they are, you care about when are they going to text you, when are they going to reach out to you, how do you manifest them? Oh my God, I need to manifest them. I need to change their mind. They need to choose me. You're not focused on you. So therefore, they're not going to be focused on you. You're focused on them, what they're doing, what they're up to, which is going to cause the whole everyone is you pushed out thought transmission is going to be, they're going to focus on them. Because you're so focused on them. You got them on a pedestal. Why the heck would they put you on a pedestal if everyone is you pushed out and you have them on a pedestal? They're going to push out what you're pushing out. They're going to put themselves on a pedestal. That's why a lot of you experience SPs too overly confident, treat you like doormats, treat you like, okay, you're there whenever I want you. I don't have to put in extra effort for you, because you're putting them on a pedestal. You're putting them on a pedestal. And life has to reflect what you're doing. So you got to take them off that pedestal, put yourself back on. And if you want to know how, I say it in all my videos. I say it in general way because I don't know each and every one, whoever's watching, your limiting beliefs. I don't know the circumstances you've gone through. So I can't say specifically, you must do this every day unless I talk to you. I know it sounds crazy, but it's kind of like a doctor prescribing medication. Like, I'm not going to tell you go do this when I have no clue what your triggers are, what your traumas are, what you think your circumstances are, and what's happened between the two of you. You know, so it's not a one size fits all thing. But if you do want to do some things that can make a huge difference, is start pouring more into you. Start doing what feels good to you, regardless of SP being in your life right now or not. Start enjoying the time you have with or without them right now. Start making the best of where you are currently. Remember, accept present moment, accept what you created, accept where you are. Amanda mentions this a lot too. If you're not accepting where you are currently and you're fighting it constantly, that's not helping you get your manifestation either. So at least make these changes. They sound like small changes, but they still change your evidence to what you prefer. And if you want more custom homework, I'm here for you. I'm here for you guys. You guys, my sale ends soon. My sale ends literally in a day. So if you want to take advantage of that $45 off each session or courses or anything like that, now is the time. And you can book up to 3 sessions, future sessions with that discount. It's fall. It's my favorite season. My love language is gift giving. Since I cannot gift you guys actual presents, this is my gift giving to you. Okay? But please take into consideration these challenges. I mentioned a lot of bullet points here that you can actually take from this video and do outside of this video. Whether it's you understanding the reprogramming of your mind, so you're changing the decisions you make throughout the day, the perspective throughout the day, you're understanding what's going on in your brain, so you're not fighting it anymore. Remember, fighting equals lack. Not accepting equals not allowing. Not being okay with your current reality means not being able to shift into the reality of you actually receiving. And remember, your brain's always rewiring itself, and it's taking a cue from you. The way it rewires itself is it's listening to you throughout the day. The decisions you make, the perspectives you have of all the thoughts that come up, and the way you decide to change them going forward. You guys, I love you. I hope this video helped. If you are in no contact and want to get back into contact, let this be your birds before land. Let this be your sign. Very, very doable. I've gone through that with my SP, and it's just a feeling you'll never forget when you realize how powerful you are, because you finally took yourself serious, took your homework serious, and now you're seeing results and you see how powerful you are. Everything changes from there on out. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.